Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to how others see you and how you see yourself. This is a part of the Celtic cross that I find is, I used to dismiss when I was younger. I used to think, who cares what others think of me? But I started using it as a tool. And it's like the general environment, okay, of how people feel about you, around you. It's like feeling that energy, right? When you look into somebody's eyes and you're having a conversation, what are they feeling? How are they around you? How do they perceive you? And I think that's good. Now, I know that I tell people that I don't go and creep other people's energies, and that's true enough, but this is more of a general vibe, something that's bringing in. So the card that came in is the Royal You, 16. And to say that people think of you as a royal you, I would say that is an awesome way of being seen. They see you as having control over your life and knowing what you want. So I'll just read you what it says in this card on how people see you. I love this. Do you know what it means to express personal sovereignty in your life? It's about how you hold your inner sense of worth and integrity, secure in your belief that you have a unique purpose. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are, and that nothing outside you can challenge your authentic self. The hard-won seat of awareness that you have earned. I like that. You are the ruler of your mind, and you're being invited now to consider what discipline you need to apply to your thoughts. Are they consistent with the values and beauty you intend for your life? It's important now to keep your focus on what is right and good for you as well as others. Challenges in your life at this time, no matter how large or small, must be met with a measured response. If life sends you a challenge, can you speak up and set your boundaries with grace and surety? Calm, intelligent leadership is called for now. Sovereigns know when to plan their battles, so stay out of the unnecessary skirmishes and strategically yield your personal power. Now's the time to lead from the heart, from your authenticity and integrity. Hold your head high and know your worth. That is the mark of a true sovereign. Okay, so that's how they see you. Imagine that. And the one thing that I want to you are the ruler of your mind, and what discipline you need to apply to your thoughts, which works fantastically with the second card, which is quieting the mind. In other words, they're seeing you do this. So these work well together. In other words, what you're actually doing for yourself, quieting the mind, getting the monkey brain to stop, and being sovereign and being in your personal power is very much matching how the energy you're putting out, how others are perceiving you. That is good. That is also very, very good. So you have, again, 16, number 7, very prominent this year, very, it's key this year to everything that you do. Right? You're assessing how you want to be and how you want to show up in your life. So it's perfect. And then you have 32, which is 5. 5 are work numbers in my estimation. They're the best work numbers because that's when you make the most, the biggest leaps. The 5s are hard cards, and they act as guidance. They act as a teacher so that you can teach. Okay? So it says life is chaotic, busy, loud, frenetic, and overwhelming. Some days all that noise is like the roar of thunder echoing around you, and it feels as if you're being pummeled by a rainstorm. My apologies, my French is coming out today. Isn't it why we take vacations? To get away to somewhere peaceful. In spite of the surroundings, din of the world, today you need to slow down and find that bit of peace. So go ahead and take a deep breath right now. Let's do it together. And out. Make a commitment to be still if only for 5 minutes. Very nice. Count your breaths and be mindful of every one of them. Know that you have all the time in the world to do the things that need doing. Everything is perfect as it is. Our core beliefs about the world originate in our thoughts and feelings, which then become our perceptions. If our thoughts are all over the place, that's how we will experience the outer world, and that's how other people will experience us as well, right? But what if the outer world didn't matter at all? What if our center, there's a place that's always calm, where the mind doesn't have a million things to say, where problems and challenges aren't nearly as important as we think they are? Today requires you to take an internal break and go to that silent space to regroup. Meditate on the stillness within. Choose a peaceful mind and nothing else. You will be amazed by how easily everything falls into place once you do. Sounds perfect to me. Sounds perfect to me. Let me see here if I can move some of these wires out of the way. All right. So, cafe cocoa, or I should say cafe protein cocoa. Okay. Where do we go next from here, Pisces? How do we do this? Well, let's take our little cards. I didn't take any last couple of days, I think. We're going to take some today. Yeah. The Lovers. I really think that's the whole point. Making a choice to find harmony and calm. Because if you see sovereigns feels like they've mastered, right? All the kings and queens in the arcanas that you see, they've all mastered something. And this is what's coming through. Even with the Emperor that came in at the beginning of the week. It's finding balance and authority and structure and, a sense of stability. And I think this is the biggest thing that's coming in. You're bringing in stability so that the stuff that you do want to plant and grow and make into something special, well, you have the ability to do it because you have the calm and the serenity and you've taken a moment to do it, right? You've made it important. You've made it a priority. And that's making you a priority too. It's saying the same thing. It's saying that I prioritize this and I'm also making myself a priority. All right, so let's take from the Psychic Tarot. Suffering in Silence. It's very interesting cards to get. Because you have on one side the devil and on the other side suffering in silence. I feel that they're trying to tell you about the fact that your mind has caused you a lot of grief and limitations and restrictions. It had you stuck in cycles. And it made things appear the way they weren't. And I think that's the biggest thing. You see, if you see there's a key, but he's not reaching for it. He's actually like looking away from it. Everything's distorted. And he's refusing to see the light. And that's the thing with this. It's got a heart. And then there's these tall, tall mountains. Standing on top of a mountain. And suffering. You're suffering. You've been suffering with this and for this. The sun seems far away. But the other part that got to me is that looking on top of this mountain, this reminds me of the King of Swords in the Light Seers Tarot, is that it gave you perspective. And believe it or not, I think that helped a lot, Pisces. Because first of all, it's a 9. 9 is really profound numbers. And you have 15 and 16 here. So this is like the step before the mastery. You made a choice. It's making a choice to not buy in to this stuff, okay? Don't buy in to this. The sixes here are telling me this is balance, making a choice to do the give and take. This is all about being alone, putting yourself alone, letting your mind take over, okay? And having it do all kinds of weird things, telling you all kinds of weird things. Weird half-truths that sound like truths and scare you into thinking, I can't do this, I'm alone, I'm stuck, I'm restricted. And I have him also as feels good, but not good for you. And the thing about that is that sometimes what feels good is the strangest thing. It's not the things that you would think, like there's certain addictions that of course are, you know, in that category. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that it's comfortable staying stuck. Because it feels like something you know. You know, it's like they say, the devil you know is sometimes better than the devil you don't. Or what you don't know, the newness, right? But is it really? Is that like a falsehood that we feed ourselves in our minds to keep us stuck? They're all good questions. I don't feel that this is you, but this has been all of us at one point. At least most of us. I won't say all of us. But there's a great percentage of us who have these thoughts, these feelings. But things are not as they appear to be in both these cards, okay? And then this 9, you're suffering in silence on top of a mountain somewhere. You can't see the bottom. In this case, the bottom is like miscovered, yeah. That's an interesting way I put it. It's like it's mist covered, but it's also like a mist cover that blinds you, right? You're blinded by the truth. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. This deck wants to throw cards on the ground. I choose my battles carefully. And they said that here, didn't they? Right? Was it here? Absolutely. I heard that here. 16. Challenges in your life at this time, no matter how large or small, must be met with a measured response. Calm, intelligent leadership is called for. Know when to plan their battles. Stay out of unnecessary skirmishes and strategically yield your personal power. I love the way that he is looking exactly at these cards. If you have it away, you know, I set it down, then I take a look at it. And it's like Choose carefully what you want to battle. The Knight of Swords is sometimes get on his horse and doesn't think things through. He just kind of, we go. But in this case, you're sovereign. And like I said, we're dealing with how others see you. So at this point, I think that others see you as choosing your battles carefully. Picking harmony, stability. Okay? And it's good to show that to people. It's good to show them how you deal with things. I'm optimistic and appreciate all that I have. Yeah. A grateful heart will get you very far. Very, very far. A grateful heart will always get you most of the way, if not all of the way, Pisces. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. The sun comes out, okay? Shining the way. Absolutely. The sun is a great big vibe in your life right now. We already had it at the beginning of the week as in form of the light. So it's been part of your reading. The Two of Cups is you. Very closely related to the Six, the Lover's card. So it's a harmonious relationship. It's something where you're trying to get harmony in your own life. You're trying and succeeding. Healing the heart. Another 5. It's quieting the mind and healing the heart. I love this because it feels like a how-to, right? It feels like a list that they're giving you. First, you quiet the mind. Then you heal the heart. Then you let the light shine in. Then you pick your battles. It's very nice, Pisces. And then you have a power purpose. Another 9. There's your Wheel of Fortune again, Pisces. Very powerful cards coming in today. And I do feel there is a strategic way. I do feel there's strategy involved here, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel that you are using strategy wholeheartedly. Let's see the power of purpose, my beautiful Pisces. There comes a time when you realize you are destined for something that is yours and yours alone. I like that. The catalyst might be an experience with a special person, a path you choose, or something you feel called to do. You'll discover it's not necessarily what you thought it would be and has nothing to do with what everyone else wants and seems to want. And we were talking about that, right? It may take a while for you to figure out what you want, but you will figure it out. An uncanny conviction takes hold from somewhere deep and true. You feel a sense of power rising from a true sense of self, accompanied by a need for action, a commitment to explore something, or purposeful choice. Right now you're invited to step into a new empowered sense of authentic purpose, bolstered by a healthy dose of self-esteem. You're called to release your old conditioning. Right here. There's no need to be self-cautious or act a certain way to please others, which can sometimes take you in a direction you don't want to go anyway. The discipline and will to evolve are yours by nature. This process doesn't have to be a struggle. You can't fail if you immerse yourself fully in what is in front of you now. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You never have to seek your purpose or wonder what it is. Just keep removing the blocks to your essential self, and your purpose will find you. It's that easy. What a wonderful thing to know. Isn't it, though? Right? Quieting the mind, healing the heart, all part of the process, all part of the moving forward. So, looking at these cards and feeling what I feel, this is wonderful. How others see you, they see you have conquered the devil and suffered but overcome it, and choosing your battles and winning and picking harmony. This is how people see you. And you've quieted your mind, you've healed your heart, you've brought in the sun and found your sense of purpose. This is wonderful. This is how you feel. This is what you're showing. You're showing your armor, the chinks, everything in it. This is how you become a wonderful and great role model to the world, by showing them that you can overcome. And that's the thing. I've said it before. What's the purpose of making it look easy? Okay? Not that it can't be easy. At some point, this will become easier, right? That's what we're hoping, that you can just walk in peace and harmony. But it's okay to show people your chinks. Your hero, right? Who doesn't love a hero? Somebody who overcame something and won. Everybody loves a hero journey. And this is what you're showing outwardly right now. It works. It really, really works. All right, so let's pick the dark cards. Oh. You go from the mind to the heart, from anxiety to love. Even a 9 is a white card. Look at this. It's showing you the light in the card, in the dark deck. I just find that very interesting. It's almost like telling you, once you take your hands out of in front of your face, you're actually going to see the light. You're actually going to see that you're not sitting in the dark. Very interesting. Again, with the heart here. Healing the heart. Quieting the mind. We've had the 9, suffering in silence, twice here. There's been a lot of that for you. And I can say I've done that too. I've spent nights worrying about the people I love, worrying about everything around me, worrying about things that were not happening at all, but the possibilities were scary. And that boogeyman in the middle of the night, it can really rob you of all of your securities. There are no guarantees. Doesn't matter how much you try. In the end, I read here, in the end, nobody makes it out alive. And most of the time, that's what we're trying to keep people from. Physical, mental, emotional harm, right? Some of them, we can manage. But in the end, our journey here ends. We can try our best, but the outcome is the same. So the best that we can do is not worry about things that haven't happened yet, or could have, should have, maybe would, and think of things the way as they are right at this moment. If you wake up in the middle of the night with these ideas and these thoughts, think of where you are, how grateful you are in this moment. Hug the people around you a little more, if they're awake. I've woken up people to hug them, and that's okay too. Show them how much you love them right now. Because worrying about them is nothing they want you to do. They want your attention today. They want you to be present with them right now. Ignoring them but worrying about them tomorrow isn't going to help anything. And it's just wasting your time. Precious time that we have right now. Let's take some from the white deck here. Overcoming with the Knight of Wands. We're heavy on the Knights today. And delays. Overcoming the blocks. Sometimes this has to do with insecurities or blocked emotions, right? The fear of being alone. There's definitely something here about this. Okay. Sometimes we contemplate options and we create our own standstills, and I feel that's what this is here. Again, heal the heart, quiet the mind. Literally quiet the mind, okay? Stop doing these things. These things don't really serve anything at this moment. This is the big one. If you can manage this one, Pisces, if you can make your mind behave, that's what I call it, and you can look at these insecurities as healing whatever needs to be healed from the heart, your power purpose will come in and the light will shine through. It's absolutely, this is the key right here. The key that the devil's not looking at, the stuff that you don't see below the surface. This is the way you overcome this, right? You choose the things you want to battle, which is your insecurities, which is choosing, remember this, choosing to be happy, choosing harmony. Yeah. Okay, so let's take from this deck now. These are not the same decks. These are from different providers on Etsy, just letting you know. Some people like to do plastic variations on the Rider-Waite-Smith on Etsy. One of them was Craft Store, I think, and the other one was Dark Forest Tarot. So you might want to look at them. But you can find them all over Etsy. And I just like variations on the Rider-Waite-Smith. So this is, I think, the Dark Forest one. Or is it the Craft Store one? I'm not too sure. I just like them, and they come in handy. One's like dark, one's light. They feel like they're at odds with each other, but I kind of use them together. It just kind of happened happily that way, right? I won't use the other way. I won't use the other word because I don't believe in it. The other cards, this is the Psychic Tarot Oracle. This one is the Crystal Power Tarot. I'm using the Magical Nordique Tarot from the same author. This is the Everyday Tarot. You have the Oracle of the Seven Energies that I'm using as well. And this is the Tarot of Marseille. The reason I'm letting you know all the decks that I'm using right now is because I do have a link below that sends you to my website where all my decks that I use are there. So if you have the name and you're interested in one of these decks, you can go and purchase them. They're affiliate links. They cost nothing to you, but because you use them, Amazon, I guess recompenses me by sending you there, right? I'm using my French words again. And it helps this channel. So you're buying a deck anyway, or you're buying something. It doesn't necessarily have to be a deck as long as you click on the link and use it to buy something on Amazon. It helps me out. So you have the Sun again, and the Ten of Cups, and Temperance. Look at it. Look at these beautiful cards that have come out. So the Sun showed up again. One more time. Happiness. Temperance, using harmony, the words that I've been using for the Lover's card. You're in harmony with yourself, and the Ten of Cups is joyfulness. The key to all of this is how you feel, okay? How you're gauging how you feel inside. The more peaceful you feel, the more peaceful you'll be. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's basically checking in with yourself. It stands to reason you feel this way at both ends. This is not going to help you any. It's not going to really open up doors for you. You're not going to impart the best feeling to people, right? You walk into a room feeling like this, the vibe will definitely feel it. But right now, others see you as being in full, what's that word? In full, hold of your emotions, of your mastery. There's a much nicer word, and it came and went, but countenance, I think that's it, of your emotions. You have, you feel good, right? It's like being in control, but in a way that is productive to you instead of being destructive. You've got yourself well in hand. You're very calm. You're very receptive. You don't need to rush through any of this. You're becoming authentically who you're meant to be. Tell me when that feels boring. Tell me when you realize that people think you're boring, because that happens to me every once in a while. I don't think I've got enough drama going on in my life. Okay, so we're pulling from the Rose Oracle. The Second Bloom. A second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. Now, for some of you, like me, when I started, this may be like a later on in life thing. Maybe you've already felt like you've already lived the life. By the time I started doing all of this, with any kind of, real tenacity, I had already been a wife for many years and had raised my children. So there's a few times in my life that I thought I had gotten to the best that it would ever get, right? And there's also a lot of times in my life where I question, is that all there is? And I think that was the biggest question. I think that was the biggest switch up. Is that all there is? And I feel that the sovereign, the royal you, is coming into part. Now, you may not be as old, but you may feel this old. I feel with Pisces, sometimes we feel like we've lived a lifetime in just a couple of years. Even by the time we reach adulthood, we felt like we've had an entire life. And that's all right. this may be feeling like you're, like, especially because it's how others see you and how you see yourself, this may feel like a brand new start, a second bloom, like you've already done a lot with your life, but this is like the pièce de résistance, the bigger, better stuff that's coming in. Nice. Especially with 2 suns and the sun that came out. Yeah, I feel that that's what you're permeating, right? Others see you that way, and you see yourself that way. The Rose Garden came out again, and it's innocence, forgiveness, and be gentle with yourself. These came out, I do believe, yesterday or the day before, reminding you to be good to yourself at this point in this process, okay? We're healing the heart, we're quieting the mind. It's time to be nice to you. It's the equivalent of a really nice bubble bath and glass of wine and massage, okay? Treat yourself this well. Make sure that you are taking good care of yourself, Pisces. All right. So, these are the last cards. The last deck to pull from. Now tomorrow, Pisces, we're going to be looking at your hopes and fears and also the outcome. The Magician. And the Eight of Cups. Yeah. I'm feeling that, first of all, you're really coming into your own. I do feel the Sovereign card coming in, like intense energy here. In other words, you definitely have a lot of power to you. A lot of personal power. It said it right at the beginning, and this is definitely you. I mean, look at, Merlin, the magician. He was like all powerful. He could yield the elements. He could do all kinds of things. You're at the point where you can turn your wishes into reality more now than ever before. And you're moving forward in these actions to make things happen. You're applying this to your goals. And on the flip side of that, my beautiful Pisces, with the Eight of Cups, you're also letting things flow that need to be let go, okay? You're letting things flow that need to be let go. And I would say that has to do with your mind being quiet, you're healing your heart, you're accepting, you're bringing in. You're opening the stuff that's been closed, restricted, closed off, is all the words that I keep thinking. You're letting yourself bloom. Blooming is a flower opening to the world. Something that was closed that is now opening. And the Rose Garden is an entire garden full of blooming roses. So I feel that as one opens, you're learning how to open others. This is the sign of mastery of a sovereign, right? It's saying to keep opening up to the sun, right? When the sun shows up, you see sunflowers, especially sunflowers, they look towards it, right? All flowers do. It's like, ooh, the sun, ooh, the light, I'm open to it. And I think that's the biggest thing that has happened here. As the devil here turned away from the light, you're not. And you're not afraid of it either. You're not going to stay stuck in the old. You're willing to let it in. You're willing to see things for what they are. You're done being blind. Even with this one, blind, right? Look at this white card in this black deck. Why is she not seeing it? Because she is holding her face. She's holding her eyes closed. That isn't you. You're ready. You're ready for it. You're ready for joy. You're ready for happiness. There's joy, joyfulness, and happiness all in the same, breath and harmony. These all came out together. Happiness, harmony, and joyfulness. So vibe higher. Vibe in the high senses of feeling. Take time. Make sure that you are observing or initiating things that will bring those high vibrations in. Less time on the rest, especially things that you cannot control. And keep being a great example to the people around you, Pisces. Being somebody who is showing themselves as an example of mastery is a beautiful thing. I've overcome things, and I sit here in my power. Is a beautiful thing. It's a great example to show the world. So you keep doing that. You keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path. You're exactly where you're meant to be. All right, my beautiful ones, I'm going to see you tomorrow, where we're going to look at your hopes and fears and the outcome for this reading. As always, love, light, and blessings, my beautiful ones. Bye for now.